I find it atrocious the way you're dressed right now.
Yeah, I need
Oh,
to.
come on. I was literally just telling you how I was picking food out of my teeth from dinner like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I need to wear like a button up and like a.
If you have a tuxedo, that would be preferable. Hi guys, welcome in for today's episode of Gamer Chats, where we'll be talking to Wren and PB with Chelly. If you're noticing that I am not dressed the same for this intro, it's because one, obviously I'm not, and two, because I'm recording this the next day and I didn't feel like pretending like it was the same day. Today we kind of dove into who they are as people and things that they're interested in, but we also talk a little bit about the female experience whenever it comes to gaming, because that's important to talk about, because people often speak really poorly to female gamers in games like Call of Duty. I think more attention needs to be drawn to that so that that behavior can be less tolerated. Anyways, I don't want to give too much away about the episode, so let's go ahead and dive right in. She is.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear and see me and all the things?
Yes. Can you hear and see
Cool.
us?
I can.
Welcome
Sorry
in.
I'm late.
It's fine.
Thank you.
No worries.
I know this is very formal.
Yeah, it, honestly, I'm. What's a good word? I find it atrocious the way you're dressed right now.
I need
Oh,
to.
come on. I was literally just telling you how I was picking food out of my teeth from dinner like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I need to wear like a button up and like a.
If you have a tuxedo, that would be preferable.
Tuxedo t-shirt. I have one of those.
That'll work.
Yeah. No, I exclusively have black t-shirts pretty much. So hopefully this, black is nice, right?
I actually think black is a great color, but I have been trying to branch out. I bought this super bright blue shirt. However, it says, "Do you ever think about dyeing in pink?" So,
Nice.
and it looks like Barbie text, so it looks like it's gonna be
Okay.
cute, but it's just morbid.
I love that. And yes, I do. I had the most stressful, not to just start complaining, but work today was not chill. So that's why I was late. I was finishing work and now I'm trying to transition into conversation streaming mode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. You started off the day so strong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from what you said on stream, I don't know about real life.
Oh no, that's right. I was, and thank y'all for stopping by. It was cool to see you. Yeah, I was I did start out kind of motivated today. Was yeah, and then it just, yeah, it's okay though. Yeah.
Hey, tomorrow's your Friday, and it's actually Friday, so
Oh, hell yeah. I forgot what day of the week it was.
I start work on a Saturday this week, so it doesn't even matter. It's Friday.
Yeah.
What kind of plant is that?
Yep.
There's a mini
that?
monster, or is that a pothos? And then
Oh.
the one on your, I guess might be your right. On the ground? Yes.
Over here?
Yes, but on the ground.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an asparagus fern.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's the only name I know for it.
Does it
And
grow
they're
asparagus?
It doesn't. I wish it did. I don't even know why it's called that. But it's cool because it's very unruly. It has all these little stems that will branch out and curl around, and it will climb things if you let it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Love climbing plant. I mean, I love most plants, but I have one plant that is trying to hang on, and I just don't think it will. I'm a little upset because I just got it and it was doing well, and
What kind of plant is it?
I'll just show you because I don't know the actual name of it.
Fair.
Hold, please. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
have
I
to
am
yell.
bad with plant names. Like, I only have. So I don't know like where to
Ellie,
point
where'd
my
you go?
finger. I keep like pointing it like in the wrong direction. I have like a love fern, or no, it's a peace lily, but I have to keep it like high up because it's toxic for cats.
Yeah, we have to
But-
be very strategic.
Yeah, but I just refuse to get rid of it because it was my parents, and they passed away a couple years ago, and I've managed to keep it alive this long.
Oh wow, it's special. Yeah,
Mhm.
it will persist.
Yeah. If I haven't killed it yet, I think it's gonna outlive me, honestly.
And those, yeah,
It's something. It's trying. But it's.
okay.
I mean, it's nice to look at.
Yeah.
For so long, I'd had such. I mean, I do have a good track record. I've kept almost all of my plants alive. Just. Or maybe it's just those leaves. Who knows? My Monstera, though, is doing so well right now. It just got 3 new leaves.
Ooh. I think
Those can be cool.
I think I have like probably 5 spider plants now, and the one just keeps having babies, and I'm like running out of planters to put them in, so I keep putting them in plastic solo cups.
Having babies, how?
Party plants.
I should just like the next time I have like a get together, just like everybody gets a solo cup with a spider plant because I don't know what to do with them. They're great, like they're like super hardy and like are very hard to kill unless you overwater them, but I don't have the space and my cats keep chewing on them because they love them so much. They look so haggard.
My
Yeah.
friend's wife gave me a spider plant, and she was like propagating it in water, and so then when I planted it,
Mm-hmm.
like half of it died and half of it didn't. Ellie,
Oh, interesting.
please don't. Please don't do it.
What is she doing?
So I pulled my monitors forward a little bit, and she's been like hanging out back there, but then when she gets done, she like crawls underneath, and I'm like, I just bought one of these monitors, please don't break it.
It's all right. My cat chewed through my Ethernet cord a couple months ago. I was like, why do I keep getting disconnected from the internet?
No
'Cause it
way.
went to Wi-Fi.
Oh my god.
But
That's
his favorite thing to eat is plastic. His name is Curtis, and he's an asshole, but I love him dearly. He's a ginger boy.
oh, that explains it.
Ginger
Orange
cat.
cats.
Yeah. Yep, that was my first ginger cat, and he was completely different. I also have a tuxedo cat, and she's like very chill and relaxed, and he's just very like, I think he thinks he's a dog. He's not a cat. He doesn't act like one at all.
Yeah.
He plays fetch and brings it back to you. I don't know why.
Oh, that's so wild.
I love cat dogs. We have a cat that we call Puppy Cat.
Puppy cat.
Oh.
Reason, but she is a dog, like a dog cat.
Yeah.
Mhm. They have like an identity crisis because I don't know. Cats are weird. I love them. I don't think if. Sorry, my brain's not really functioning. I think if somebody says they don't like a cat or cats in general, I think they just haven't met the right cat for them, and I will die on
Yeah.
the hill for sure.
Well, what I
There's
think.
a cat for everyone.
Yeah, so
Cats.
cats need some time to come around to you, right?
Mhm.
And then, well, Ellie, I don't know. Ellie was weird. She just like loved me right away. The first day I got her, she like slept next to my head, And-
Oh my God.
and now my hands look like this.
Mhm.
It's love.
Yeah. It's love. So you have one cat, and then Chelly, you have 2.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
we also have 2.
Aw, they hated each other at first. Well, Curtis loved Josie. Josie didn't love him. She would just like push him down the stairs. He was cute as a kitten. It was a very love-hate relationship, and he just kept coming back for more.
That's Cats are so savage.
They're good now. They're good now.
I plan to get a second, because sometimes I do have to work 3-day trips, and I just feel terrible leaving her for 2 nights by herself. She might not care as much as I do, actually. I don't know. But I feel terrible. I do leave her with food. Don't worry, she doesn't starve. I'm a responsible parent. Well, pet owner. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
We had no doubts.
Yeah, I don't have any children.
I will say one of the best investments I made was an automated feeder for my cats. So if we go away for the weekend, it will time out when their food is released.
Yeah.
Because they tend to like scarf it down right away if I leave more out. That was a great investment on my part.
Oh, Ellie's a grazer. She like just goes and picks at food whenever she wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I pushed my meeting back with Saint till 7, so we have Jesus. Oh, well, 7, 8 your time.
Oh, okay.
So we have some time to play with, but I would like to first tell you like the whole how this baby came to be, and then like I said, I've been recording. Most of this will get cut out just because I don't want to step on anybody's toes with the whole unhoused thing. And also, it's not relevant to anything that we're going to be talking about.
Fair.
And at the end, we'll do like a group goodbye to the camera viewers. And then we'll like, bye, it was so fun meeting you. And or whatever at the end.
Cool.
So the whole reason this came to be was because obviously I do like streaming. Streaming is fun, but it's not the kind of like interaction that I had been craving, because it's like you're not having a real conversation, right? It's like you'll say something, one of your viewers will respond, and then like maybe 3 minutes later you might go back to that point. And so I realized there were streamers that I wanted to talk to, and I was like, well, what if their viewers want to get to know them more? So then that's when I started like thinking, what if I did a podcast? And at first I was like, me? Come on. And honestly, still sometimes I'm kind of like, what am I thinking? And I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really rewarding, especially getting to meet people like, obviously Runner's great. I don't think anybody that we know is going to say something bad about Runner. And if they do, there's probably something wrong with them. And then secretly, or I guess not secretly, because I'm about to tell it, I'm hoping to kind of like bump into a game designer along the way, because I have these 2 short stories that I was like, wait, what if they like had a baby and it turned into like this platforming video game? And so one of you 2 saw me mention it in somebody's stream the other day, but I'm interviewing Riku Cat, who is the creator of Potions: A Curious Tale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's very cool.
I'm super stoked about it. Like, Asuri Kai said she's super nice, so I'm excited just to talk to her. Nothing else to find out like how the creative process was, because like there had to be points where she was like, fuck this, and like I just want to know how she stayed motivated over the course of 10 years. Like a 1-woman team making this game over the course of 10 years, that's impressive. That's dedication. And honestly, I think after like 2 years, if I wasn't getting where I wanted to get, even 1 year, I'd be like, yeah, no, this is too much.
Yeah. It's no, I did not realize that it was like a 10-year thing for
Yeah.
her. Um, that's why I'm also curious to hear like how she stayed motivated. I guess you just have to really like believe in what you're doing and also like know that those moments where you feel like you start to question everything and think like, oh, this is like, I can't do this, or like, this isn't worth it, this isn't original enough, this isn't good enough, whatever. Like, that is just kind of part of the creative process, I think. And you just kind of keep going. You either keep going or you don't. And like,
Yeah.
you know, that's what makes the difference, is like when people can keep going. As far as like where that motivation comes from, yeah,
definitely like passion and just belief that like I'm gonna follow through with this idea because I believe in it like that fully.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that belief in myself, so I don't know if that would be right for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like I get motivated in short spurts, not for long times. And this is like the most passionately that I've worked on something in a long time. Because it's, well, one, if you were ever thinking about doing anything like this, it's so easy because you have to edit like almost nothing. It's way easier than like doing like I don't know, like my other series that I do as Game Feels, and that's like on top of the gameplay, I have to come up with like what I'm gonna say, and that's a pain in the ass. And then I always feel like an idiot when I'm talking about something. So, yeah. Neen says that's mostly imposter syndrome, but I don't know.
For sure.
Okay, so that's the whole spiel. I think I'm gonna get some custom pins made for like people who have been on the show of like the GC logo for Gamer Chats, and be like, here you go, this is for being on my show, you can have this. But
that's cool.
I think I'm gonna do that at the end of the month, so just like sending it to guests and then future guests.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, I just want one for myself because I think it would look cool. And I wear a lot of pins on my backpack. Well, I guess I don't wear them. They're on my backpack. My backpack wears them.
So you just need to add to the collection now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, I've never done a 2-person interview before, so this is, I think, going to be really fun and unique. Maybe, I mean, not unique because everybody and their mom has had 2 guests on their podcast, I'm sure. But at least it'll be fun for me. And so what got you guys into gaming? What was your first game?
Well, let me check my notes because I didn't write stuff down because my brain is so chaotic. I knew I wouldn't be able to stay on topic.
Yeah.
So I'll go first if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So my first game console that I remember was my sister had an NES that she would make me watch her play because she wouldn't let me play with her unless we were playing Duck Hunt. And like that was like my first like big gaming memory.
Yeah.
My first like personal gaming system that I had was a Sega, and played like Sonic 2.
Yeah.
And I think Lion King. I remember that on Sega. That was awful. That
Yeah.
was so hard.
Yeah.
I would say the thing that really got me into gaming would be when I got my N64. And if you guys remember like Blockbuster Video, how you could go rent games for like the weekend or however many days it was, but I rented Ocarina of Time, and that was the one that like really like drew me, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is a thing now. And I will like go back every once in a while, like every couple years, and play it. Like I remember having the official guidebook for it.
Yeah.
And I would play it with my sister, and every time we would beat the game, we would sign the back of the guidebook as just kind of like commemorating, like, this is what we accomplished on this date. And like there was like at least like
That's
15
cool.
signatures. Like it was
That's cool.
that's
Yeah.
probably like my biggest gaming memory, and just that is what got me into gaming and just exploring other genres, whether it's the adventure type that Ocarina was, or like shooters, or puzzle games, or like role-playing games. So that's sort of what got me into all of that.
Yeah. Wren, you next.
Cool. Yeah, like Chelly told me, she was like, I took notes, like, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna just be like totally winging it.
Oh wait,
but-
actually, I meant to ask this like before we started this. Female pronouns, they, them.
She, her.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yep.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I try to be asked. I try to be aware and ask that, but I forget sometimes.
No
Totally
worries.
fine. Yeah, so what got me into gaming, or when did I get into gaming? I feel like for me, this is an interesting question, because so many like other streamers I chat with like started gaming when they were super young.
Mhm.
And I did game some. Like we had, I guess it was like the Nintendo 64
Mhm.
with like was that the one that had like the Mario what was it?
Mario
called?
Party
It
was
a
on
Mario-
it. There was
Yeah,
Mario
it
Kart.
was-
Also,
was
I
like
think Super Mario 64.
Mario 64?
it was that one. I think that was the game that I remember playing that like with my mom. And
That's cool.
But mostly I grew up like watching, so I have two older brothers who were really
Mhm.
into games like World of Warcraft, and they played like Fable, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And a lot of like when open world RPGs started like, becoming a thing, they played all of those. And I would just sort of like sit and watch them and like kind of like it was sort of a way to like hang out with them and like also be immersed in these different worlds. But I never thought that I would do that myself. It was more just like me kind of like hanging out with them while they did it. And then so like when I started doing the whole like streaming thing, it was around the time when I got back into gaming and like discovered the world of like cozy games, and then started like expanding I guess the kinds of games that I was playing. And so I've gotten more into gaming like in recent years.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Oh, and then I had like a Game Boy with like I guess like one of like the Pokemon games and like some other stuff. But I was never like super into gaming and have gotten more into it recently.
Right, because you started streaming.
Yeah, because it was the streaming, and then like I had friends, like more and more friends who were into gaming, and like I think it's just become more there's more like you're seeing more diversity and more like different kinds of games and more. I think it was like the world of gaming sort of opened up to me, and I was like, oh, there's way more to this than I thought. And
Yeah. That, if I didn't say it in your stream this morning, I was going to. It's one thing. I was in Briar's stream last night. That's what it was, and like I'm currently playing I'm playing a lot of games right now, but Night in the Woods is one of the games that I'm playing, and I never had even heard of it. And there are so many games that I found out because of Twitch that like my eyes have been open to, and I've really enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, it just opens up like a whole new world of like games that like I wouldn't think to like go research on my own until like I saw somebody streaming it. Like I didn't know, like before streaming, I didn't know what cozy games were besides like maybe like The Sims.
Same.
But it just, and I've like gotten into so many new things because of it. It's incredible.
Yeah. But like Neen said her first stream game was Gree, or some people call it Gris, and apparently it's the word for gray in French also, which is neat. I didn't know that. I just always thought games had to be like this long, like not necessarily arduous, but like some parts that had to be super challenging, and that's not the case. Like it can feel good to play a game.
It'd be relaxed.
Yeah. Because games are supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun doing it, then it's like, I don't drink anymore, but it's kind of like when people say they don't like beer, you're like, well, you know, there's a lot of different kinds out there. You can drink more than just Coors Light or IPAs or, you know, whatever.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah. And that's been the fun discovery process of Twitch, because like Brunner plays different games than I normally play. The game you were playing this morning looked really interesting. I've never played a Resident Evil game before, PB or Chelly. Oh, what? Do you want to be called Chelly?
Chelly's fine. PB or Chelly is fantastic.
So we got Zeebs, PBs, and Wrens. No, I don't know.
That's okay. Didn't think of anything.
So gaming was like originally kind of like a way for you to connect with your younger siblings, right?
My older siblings,
Yeah. So I mean, that's like what my mom would make me let my brother sit and play when he was younger, or sit and watch. My sister sometimes would, but she never ventured into gaming at all. So you would say your favorite game is Ocarina of Time, Chelly?
It's really, really high up there.
Yeah.
And it was for a very long time. I've added a few others to my to the list now. Like I think going back to like how like playing with siblings and stuff, I remember playing Mortal Kombat like at the arcade with my sister, and then like screaming at her because she's cheating. She just keeps mashing A. Like, and like I love those memories because like I don't know, they just give me like this like warm and fuzzy feeling. Like sure, we were screaming at each other in the moment, but like it's fun to look back on like that, like playing GoldenEye and just like take again. It ended in a fight usually.
Yeah.
But like
Kitty.
It's just like fun shared memories. And what was the other one? Oh, Guitar Hero. If you remember those, I got my parents to play that with me, and they loved it. Like,
oh wow,
it doesn't have to be just like a single player type of thing. Like, just like, and even now there are so many like multiplayer games out there, like Phasmo, Lethal Company, Among Us. Like,
It Takes Two, which I haven't played yet.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah,
I haven't found my 2.
Yeah, same.
So what does that mean, Zeebs? Are we playing It Takes Two?
I think you should.
I think we should. Hell yeah, great.
Add it to the list.
Yeah. So Wren, what's your favorite? And this is leading to another question. This is,
Favorite.
I mean, do you have? I feel like picking a favorite is so hard. I hate asking that question. Like asking somebody what their favorite band is, like it changes. But
it totally changes. And like, I mean, but I definitely have favorite games. I mean, um, as far as just the ones that have really made an impact on me, I would say, so I played Skyrim for the first time a couple years ago and had never played anything like that before
yeah.
because I was sort of like, um, I don't know, subscribing to this narrative that like that wasn't the kind of game for me. Like I wouldn't be able to do it, you know, like
Yeah.
or it'd be too hard or complicated. But I was like, screw it. I wanna try this. And it totally sucked me in. And I was like, this is the most awesome thing ever. And then so definitely like that's up there. And I have to say, I have to say Baldur's Gate 3.
Cool.
Just, I mean, just because that
so
was
good.
It's, I mean, I can't not say that. Like it's freaking amazing and like deserves all the hype, I think. But then like I also, so those are like the two biggies. But then just being able to discover all these different little like indie games that there's one game I haven't actually finished yet, which I don't know why. But it's called Spiritfarer.
Yeah, I picked that up and I haven't gone back to it yet.
I think about that game a lot just because it's a game that deals with like really it deals with grief. That's like the primary kind of like material, but in a very it handles it really beautifully and not in a way that's like I've played some games that are like almost like too sad or dark or like
Yeah.
and I'm like I can't handle this, like I'm upset. But that game just everything about it I thought was really lovely. So like games like that kind of linger with me too. But yeah, it just depends on, I don't know, like you said, it changes. I mean, and like I get really hyper focused on a game and then I'm like, I never want to see this again. So that also happens.
I did that for a long time with Final Fantasy X. Just like, I mean, I still probably play it once a year. So I guess I'm still fixated. Just now it's mostly for nostalgia. Like nothing new and interesting is happening in that story. It's just, it feels, it's familiar to me. And that's a really nice feeling because I have memories of playing that game with my brother when I was a kid. Like we would take turns grinding, and now I don't grind anymore because I know how to do everything efficiently. But like those are, and we would have Avatar: The Last Airbender on in the background and just doing that.
You brought that game up. I literally just played it for the first time on stream. Like I finished it like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no way.
And it only took me like 20 years to play it.
Dude, I feel like that game is still pretty relevant.
Oh yeah. Like it was beautiful. Like I wish I would have played it sooner. It was beautiful. It was really engaging. Like 10 out of 10. I don't know if I'd play 10-2, but
10-2, man. That game was, it was so bad. It's so bad. But there's a hardcore fan base for that game. So how do you think that the way that you choose to play a game or not play a game was shaped by your, you know, let's say your top 5 favorite games? Because like Final Fantasy X, Ocarina of Time, they all have great soundtracks, and it wasn't until I had started playing Hollow Knight that I realized how important music is in a video game to me.
Even Baldur's Gate, it has a great soundtrack. Like it's really engaging and it's just like fun to listen to. Like even like when you're not even playing the game, just look up the soundtrack on Spotify.
Oh, I have it. Yeah.
So that, I
Yeah.
mean, that is something I look at. Like one of the games I was playing recently, my buddy kind of had to sell me on, because I don't like shooting games at all, and I don't like operating vehicles in video games because I'm not a good driver in video games. It's hard to be good at it. But Leica, you collect the soundtrack over the course of time, and it was done by this French artist called Bay something. But she's also a character in the video game, and she gets ostracized because she becomes a supporter of the enemy. And it's kind of like this running joke, but it's a really good soundtrack. And it's really unique that you collect the soundtrack over the course of a game instead of like it just plays. I just answered that question. Sorry.
No worries.
No, that was a good answer. I think like music is like huge. I was just thinking about this little game. It was one of the first games I streamed. It's called Witchwood. Wythwood. And every little like you would unlock different little worlds, and each one had its own music.
Oh, that's cool.
That like fit that like fit the aesthetic
Yeah.
and the vibe. And like I remember thinking that was really cool. I definitely to answer your question, I think the games that have sucked me in, like open world RPG type games, I'm like intentionally taking a break from those because they suck me in so much.
Yeah.
As far as like what draws me to games, it's typically like good story and it's pretty.
Yeah.
Like it looks cool.
It's got to be at least a little nice to look at.
Yeah, I think for me, it to really suck me in, it kind of has to have like check all the boxes, like great soundtrack, like engaging story. I guess decent. I'm gonna say decent graphics because by today's standards, Ocarina is not good. It does not look pretty, but
it doesn't look as bad as Final Fantasy VII. The original.
Yes, everybody's very angular.
Yeah.
But like at the time, it was like incredible. Like, how did they get these graphics on the N64? But yeah, the soundtrack in Ocarina, like that's something like even now I'll just like start humming the music from it. Final Fantasy X was another good one, Baldur's Gate. But yeah, it like just it gives you the whole picture type of thing. And there was, I don't know if there's a theme, like or maybe not theme's the right word, but like genre. Like most of them are like RPGs. I remember playing a game called I don't know if you heard of Xenoblade Chronicles.
Heard of it, never played it.
Came out on the Wii. I bought it. I didn't know what it was. I played it for 20 minutes. I put it down and I said I hated it because I didn't understand the battle system with it. I picked it up 4 months later. That game turned into like one of my favorite games of all times. Great soundtrack, a really engaging and unique story, and the graphics were really good for at the time the Wii. I think they released a remastered version on Switch and it looks awesome. And like that's another one, like if you enjoy RPGs with a really unique and fun story, like that one is great. I definitely cried within like the first half hour of playing that.
Oh my god. The newest God of War game did that to me. Like a similar, like probably within the first 20 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is this game? Like,
yeah,
I was familiar with the series and I'd played the one prior and I just was like not expecting to be like in my field so quickly in a game.
And was it Ragnarok or?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like games can surprise you in that way because they're such a particularly immersive thing. Like when you're like, it's like all the things. You're like an active participant in this setting, and there's like music and story and relationships. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I've definitely, yeah, had great games make me like cry
Yeah.
and unexpectedly. And I'm like, damn, I'm like super invested in this or like very impacted.
Dude, I
Oh yeah.
almost cried playing Florence this morning. And that was a game that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
It's like, it was super cute, you know, like it was like, it looked like it was drawn by in pencil, and then you're going through, and then all of a sudden I was like, why are my eyes leaking? But yeah, I move a lot, sorry.
No, you're fine. I have back problems, so I'm like constantly like fidgeting.
Yeah. Same.
I will say there is one song from Resident Evil, which is like definitely not like RPG or anything like that. If you ever go into any of like the save rooms, there's this very like specific music that plays. And every time I hear it, like I know I'm safe, so I feel like really safe. It's very strange how like I associate that song with just like feeling like safe and sound and just like comfortable after all
That
the chaos that you ensue earlier in the game. But yeah, I can't describe. It's very like mellow and chill. Like it's just like instantly like soothes you.
yeah,
It's like a lullaby almost.
I love that.
I remember like I didn't even play any of the Final Fantasy games, but I remember listening to the music from them
Hmm.
because it was so like pretty and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Mhm.
remember. I haven't played any of them, and I feel awful saying that because I hear they're great. The Kingdom Hearts games, I hear awesome things about the soundtrack.
Honestly, just play the first two.
Really? Okay.
Stop at that. Kingdom Hearts 3 is like Disney the video, or Disney the movie with a couple fight scenes.
Mm,
I was really frustrated by it because
gotcha.
I was just annoyed. That's all. But that's not an unpopular opinion, so that made me feel a little better. So what led you to streaming from, you got into games to, okay, I'm venturing into Twitch now? And a lot of people say it's because they felt like it was a natural next step, which is interesting to me because I never had thought of that as a part of being a gamer.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way either. The reason that I got started into streaming, I'm naturally like a very like quiet person and just like really reserved.
Hmm.
So I just like was thinking like, why don't I just like try it? Like the worst that happens, like I don't like it and I can just stop. But like I think just from doing that, I've come out of my shell so far.
Out of your shell?
Like out of my out of my shell. um,
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I'll be here for at least another 30 minutes, 40.
Yeah,
Continue.
but it's so strange, like just from just from streaming, like the amount of people that I've met that I would never have gotten the chance to meet otherwise, whether they're in my state or just my country or just in Europe or Australia. It's incredible, like the amount of people and just how they find you. Like it's so it still amazes me that people like will somehow seek me out. Like maybe not like they're not like looking up my name, but like they're either finding me by the game I'm playing or something I'm tagged in, or just
Yeah.
somebody was like, oh, you should check them out. Like it's just crazy how that like spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to think I'm at least like more social now than I started.
Yeah, as soon as you said you were more introverted, I was like, good for me. But, you know, when I say that about myself, people are also like, no, you're not. I'm just good at putting on a brave face.
Mhm.
Sometimes. Miss Wren?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about your introverted comment because I'm very introverted, but I've heard that before when I am feeling more social or when I have more energy, people are like, oh, you don't seem like an introvert. It's like, it has nothing to do with how I'm presenting myself to you right now.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, as far as like what led me to streaming, when you asked that, I was like, this is such a like of course you're gonna ask that, but I'm like, what did lead me to streaming? Like, how am I here? What? Like, what am I, like what? Because I'm still kind of surprised that I do it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But honestly, for me, so like I said, I didn't really like start getting into gaming again, like after childhood and adolescence until, like I guess 2020. There was sort of a resurgence in this, and and I had friends. I had two good friends who started streaming, and I watched them on Twitch, and I was like watching more Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was sort of like that combined with the fact that I was playing more games, and I would also kind of like talk to myself as I was gaming. And have like either out loud or just, out loud a lot, honestly, or just have this like inner dialogue running. And I was like, well, what if like invited other people to kind of like participate in that? What would that be like? And I saw my friends doing
thinking,
it.
like, maybe it'll make me sound less crazy if I'm actually like talking to somebody and not just myself.
Right. That.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I was like, well, I'm already doing this. I'm already talking to myself. So I'm just gonna like give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also the kind of person that like doesn't really continue things for a long period of time. I don't know if it's ADHD or what, but like I think that's why I'm a little bit surprised that I'm still doing it, because I don't, it's like something has kept me coming back. And I do think it comes down to like, the people you meet.
Yeah.
And like the kind of like, that's like exactly what Chelly was saying. Like, I've met people all over that I never, and people who are like near me, who I never would have met otherwise. And that's so, it's very cool.
I actually haven't met anybody in my area yet, which is so crazy to me because I'm in Chicago, and like, it's a big city. I would assume somebody in Chicago is probably like, hey, I live there too. But yeah, no, first of all, I think there's nothing wrong with like saying what you're thinking out loud as you're doing things, because I do it all the time, and maybe that's me reassuring myself, but
I do too.
I don't know if I ever did it when I was gaming, but if I did, it never occurred to me. And honestly, I just kind of started it, like, one, as a way to break out of my little aviation bubble. And that is no hate on my aviation friends, because they're like family to me. But one thing that's really easy to do as an adult is you just kind of get sucked into being friends with your coworkers, and you talk about work all the time, and that's not good for anybody. And I was just so sick of that, because why would I want to talk about work when I'm not working? There's so many other parts of me that I want to be investing in, and so that's what led me to streaming. And I still remember my first follower. I've only been streaming since October though, so it's not hard to do, and she still hangs out. even if she doesn't like the game that I'm playing, which makes me feel really special.
That's cool.
So I don't mean to sound insensitive, but I think ladies typically have a different experience with gaming, especially online gaming, than men do. Have you experienced any of the negative aspect of that since you've been streaming?
That's an interesting question. I haven't personally, but I also don't play games like Valorant or Apex, where like they have like the voice chat. I think the most that I've seen is maybe in like Dead by Daylight, but again, there's no like voice chat in it, so nobody picks on me because I'm a girl, so
right?
to speak. But I will say I have stumbled in people's streams where they are like streaming Valorant or Apex. I know there's another big one that's slipping my mind, but they like had the voice chat active during stream, and just this guy would not let up on her, and I don't know how she like handle it so beautifully. Like didn't get angry, or like I could tell she was annoyed but didn't get angry, didn't like viciously like talk back to him, just like, yeah, cool story, bro. And then like proceeded to like literally like run the show and like basically get scored the most points. Does that sound right for Valorant? I don't know.
I have no idea, but
I know what kind of game it is, and those are not the kind of games that I play. So
and people get so into it, which I can appreciate to a point. When it gets to the point where you're literally screaming at your teammates, cursing them out, like that's where you got to cut it off, man.
Yeah.
That's not worth it. And that's not worth putting other people down.
Yeah, no. It's when I do something, I want to feel safe to fuck up because I'm going to. Also, and I just want to have a good time with the people who are there. Also, that's not a plug for Roku. It's just my TV. I'm not sponsored by them.
Not sponsored yet.
Please pay me.
Yeah, never say never.
And so, Wren, you play Fortnite sometimes, right? I don't know if there's like...
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, I haven't dealt, like, playing games, I haven't dealt with anything, like, weird. I mean, people can... I don't know, like, with Fortnite, I mean, there's no... I've only played that with, like, people I know, like, with friends, with voice chat. And so, like, there hasn't been any problem with that. And then as far as other players, I mean... I don't know. They just piss me off because they like, you know, kill me or like, but I was more thinking about like dealing with people while I'm streaming who come into like chat, which Chelly, I don't know if you've experienced stuff with that. I mean, I think every streamer deals with some, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Or somebody like coming in your DMs afterwards. Like just whether it's through like Twitch itself, through their Whisper DM system, or through Discord. I've had people join my Discord channel and then send me DMs, and then I instantly have to block them. Like I'm like, I stream not because I want to date.
Yeah.
I stream because I want to. If you want to date, go to eHarmony.
Yeah, like yeah.
I think eHarmony is coming back. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't use eHarmony, but I heard it was making a resurgence.
And this is not a plug for eHarmony.
It like switches to a commercial. It's like
just the logo comes across the screen.
Right. Yeah, that's a thing that like I've had to, that was really hard to deal with at first. streaming and then having to sort of like respond in the moment to like unwanted comments and like from random people just coming in and saying like, I mean, it can be people who are like, the more innocuous ones are like, you know, can I create art for your stream or whatever the hell? And you're just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, but like
That's
I've
the
definitely
big
gotten,
one.
yeah, but I've definitely gotten like creepy, inappropriate, like,
Oh, you look so pretty today. I'm like, don't lead with that. Please don't lead with that.
Or you could have been like, just today? Like, bad move, bro.
yeah. And it's like, just, I don't know. I think I used to feel more like I needed to like, especially as a new streamer, I think it's hard for new streamers, or at least it was for me, because I was like, I want to have followers and I want to have engagement and I want to, you know, I'm sort of like a people pleaser. And so, you know, it's like, I didn't shut things down as quickly at first. And now I think I'm much more readily like nip things in the bud or block, ban, whatever, like if something's creepy, like just like nope.
Yeah.
Especially like starting out when you don't have like any mods, like you're just modding yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to sift through those messages. And also like I've had somebody come in and just bash me. And then like I just take everything personally. Like I know they were just like trolling me, but I'm like, of course I'm gonna be like a little hurt about it. Like I think my skin is a little bit thicker now. But like in the beginning I'm like, why do they hate me so much? Like I didn't understand it. Like
I can't understand the mindset behind that. Like just going in just to ruin somebody's day. Like what? The only part of that so far that I can relate to is the graphic designers coming in and being like, yo, and like I understand the hustle, but like, hey dude, I'm a new streamer, like what do you, I don't need your fancy things yet, I don't need emotes yet. And I also would not shut it down. I would just like let it happen, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know any better. And like just from the experience of it, and even just like doing my own research, 9 times out of 10 it's just a bot and it's not even a real person. And it will usually start like, hi, how are you? And then like give it a couple minutes, and then you get the message like, oh, I'm a graphic designer, I see your stream looks like shit. Not phrased that way, but like pretty much.
No, one time literally said, your layout's a little boring, maybe we could spice it up. And I was like, okay, wasn't expecting that feedback. Thank you.
For the passive aggressive insult.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm still here and still an affiliate, so fuck that dude. I had this dude come in yesterday, and he's like been a follower for a long time, and I don't like anything about, like, I don't like jokes about people's sexual orientation that makes them feel bad. And like this guy was kind of like dancing on that line, like, is it gay if you like women because, you know, they've kissed other dudes? And I was just like, what are we, like 15?
What?
That's strange. That's really strange.
And he just went on doing this whole bit for a long time, and I was like this isn't even funny. Like, sexuality is not anything to like make fun of, or like even, I don't know. It was weird. That was like the weirdest thing that I've dealt with so far, and I did not know how to handle it at all, because I was like,
and that's a tough situation, because then it changes the whole mood of the stream, because now you're in a funk because they for some reason felt the need to share that, and then I'm sure the chatters can see that you're in a funk, so then they're not going to respond in chat. Because I recently had a situation like this. It was when I was playing Final Fantasy X. I had a backseater, and they just would not let up, and I would let it slide because I'm like, okay, like they're engaging, they're being nice, they're a follower, like because again, you want the followers.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that I struggled with is knowing that it's okay to ban somebody if they're making you feel uncomfortable. Like I was so afraid I was going to hurt their feelings and all this stuff, and after I did it, it felt like a weight was like lifted off my shoulders because I realized I wasn't playing Final Fantasy because of this person. And I'm like, I don't want them to get in the way of what I want to accomplish or get done on stream. And I know for a fact they're bringing down the chat. So at that point, like, I talk to my mods. I'm like, if this person comes in and is being a Debbie Downer, or just because I do have like rules, and when you go into chat, like you are agreeing to them.
Yeah.
Like no backseating, like unless I specifically ask for it or you ask and I acknowledge it. And I'm like, next time they come in, just kick them out. And like, yeah, do not be afraid to do that. It's better for your mental health, and it's better for the health of the stream in the long run to just weed those people out.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I should have done, because I like, he's been a follower of mine for a long time, and I just like didn't. I don't know. I didn't expect that kind of thing, and I don't know how to handle that kind of situation either, because it doesn't happen to me normally. It was weird.
It's a weird position to be put in streaming, because you're having to manage lots of different things. There's like the technology aspect, which like I still fuck up all the time, and then there's chat and monitoring that. And like, Chelly, I'm glad you brought up like the fact that you told your mods specifically, like, this is what I'm cool with, this is what I'm not cool with. If you see this person, like, kick them out. That is a helpful reminder for me, because I am trying to add more mods, but like I also need to make sure that they're clear on what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with, because I've also had a mod ban somebody really quickly that actually didn't need to be banned. They just kind of like said something a little awkward, but like it wasn't problematic, and like, and then it didn't become a whole thing, but they like ended up reaching out, and anyway, they never came back. But just being clear with your community and your mods and yourself on like what's okay and what's not. And like, it's also particularly hard when it is somebody, like if it's a random person coming in and being like, can I see your feet? I can be like, you know, like,
I'm sorry that I laughed at that.
Here's the door.
No, it's you have to sometimes, because that's happened, and I'm like, what the actual fuck?
I only laughed because I was in Daniel's stream the other day, and he like was showing off his ankles. So anytime I pop in his chat or he pops in mine, I'm like, where are those ankles at?
Show me them ankles.
Yeah, and at least you had that like background with that person. Like when somebody random comes in and just starts saying stuff like that, then you know, like, okay, we need to pump the brakes here, man.
For sure.
Really quick, not to like distract you or anything. Probably should wrap up in like the next 10 minutes, because it is almost 7 my time, and I don't want to make St. Cathedral wait.
Cool.
So this actually has gone a lot for longer than I expected it to, but I'm happy with that.
I know, I didn't even need my notes. I don't know why I did that.
It's nice to have like a little bit of reassurance, like if you feel like you are gonna lose track, you've got like something right. I used to keep my general questions here, and then I kind of wing it wherever the conversation goes. But like, your experience as a female streamer was something that I was like, oh, you know, that's actually I want to know, like, because everybody's going to have a different experience on Twitch, and we're all going to have a negative experience at some point. That's just the nature of the beast. Like, somebody is going to come in and be hurtful or mean or disrespectful, and it's an unfortunate learning opportunity, because it's not something you want to have to learn from. It's like the first time you overdraw your account, like, oh, okay, well, maybe keep a better watch on my bank account. Little different consequences, but it was the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah, it can be disheartening, and also like having experiences like that sort of like it can also help motivate me more, because I'm like, I want to keep doing this. I want to keep like I don't know, sort of like I don't want to let that shitty misogyny or whatever, like keep me from doing my thing. And so it's I don't know, it does sort of like help kind of motivate me to keep showing up and keep like just being true to my values and myself, and like having some kind of presence and being like vocal against that kind of stuff when it comes up. That's not to say that it's not still like discouraging and draining and shitty sometimes. But
yeah.
And it's pretty much what keeps me going is like, despite all those situations, is at the end of the day, it's basically just hanging out with your friends. And even if I have like a hard day at work, like sometimes I get like really excited to go stream because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my friends tonight, it's gonna be awesome. Like, and okay, so what, you have to deal with one shitty person that comes into chat, and like now that I kind of know, okay, like here are the steps I'm going to take and what I'm going to communicate with the mods on what to do if this situation happens. So then we can all just continue to have a good time in stream, because that's why we want to do it. We want to have a good time. We want to enjoy it. That's the key to it, at least for me.
Which this is kind of a weird segue, but like I was saying yesterday in your stream, like I'm bad at shout outs, because it's like, why would I shout out my friends to people they're also friends with? And it's like, we all know who we are. And I'm just shy of 100 followers, so it's not like I have 300, and like there's definitely going to be someone in there that they don't know. Chances are it's you guys, and I love that. Like, I think it's really great.
And I think either way it's appreciated, even if like we know everybody in the chat, like it's still super appreciated.
Yeah. So there are a couple more questions that I want to ask before we wrap up here. One of them being, what's been your most like rewarding feeling when it came to streaming? Like, what was that moment that you were like, wow, yeah, I do love this?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I have an idea, and I think it's when just shit turns to utter chaos in the chat, and everybody, I don't know, just everybody's getting involved, like, and when I start losing track of chat, because like everybody's being so involved, I'm like, this is what I live for. Like, I love that chaos. Like, even it's chaos for me, but like at least like everybody's being active in chat and like enjoying. Nobody's fighting that I know of.
Right.
But or they're trolling me with the sound alerts. Like, it's just that engagement, or like if we can get on like a really good tangent of conversation that like even has nothing to do with the game, like it makes it so worth it, like because you're getting to know these people and they're getting to know you. And it's still incredible to me, just like getting to know all these people that like I would have never met if I didn't start streaming.
Yeah, I feel that. I think, engagement definitely. And when I can tell that people are like, it's really sweet to me to see people just like connect with each other and like say hi to each other and get excited to like see each other. I freaking love that. because that's when you know that it's becoming a community, sort of organically, and that's such a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
also, like, a couple times I've had people just tell me like that my stream helped them get through like a shitty time, or a conversation we had was helpful. And like, if there's just one person that I've like helped feel better, that makes it so worth it to me.
The best way to help
brighten their day.
Yeah. Well, the best way to help yourself is to help other people. It feels really good to say, like, to hear somebody say, like, "Thank this thing you did really helped," and you're like, "Thanks. I was just being me."
I was just kind of like, I thought I was kind of screwing up, honestly, or like just goofing off or whatever. But like, you really, I think, you never know what kind of impact you're making on people or who's watching.
Yeah. So, and I think we'll say goodbye to the camera with this question. If you were going to go back and start streaming all over again, would you do anything differently?
Probably.
I have never asked this question before. This is totally new. It's new to me because I just came up with it.
I would say in the grand scheme of things, probably not. Mostly because like every new streamer, they're going to deal with being really awkward on camera for the first time, or even if they don't have a camera. I'm very happy that I didn't record my first streams. Like, I was so awkward. Like, now everything just happens organically, which that will happen over time. I think like more of the things that I would change would be the way I interact with people who just aren't vibing in chat better, whether it's just instantly banning them, getting them out, just having a thicker skin maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, I think I'm pretty proud of where my stream has come from. The humble roots of just like the shitty Logitech webcam.
Yeah.
And one monitor, and now I have 2 monitors, and it's kind of fun to see like the evolution of your own stream. Like, I do enjoy that. So like, in the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't change much, just maybe like tiny little interactions that you're not going to know right away how to react when you start streaming. It will become a learned pattern as you go.
Yeah.
There's so much that I've had to like learn and pick up on, and like also like learn from others by watching other people's streams and how they handle things, and like everything from social interactions to chat to like the technical aspects to like, I mean, just so many things. I don't know exactly what I would change, except I would have hidden my viewer count sooner, because that really used to get me down, and it took a long time for me to like, I think I heard another streamer say that they like kept theirs hidden, and I was like, oh, that's an option. And like, I heard them say they kept their viewer number hidden, and that they also treated streams like, if there's low engagement, they sort of tried to think about like the kind of content they wanted to produce, like as if it were, thinking about like the VOD, or if you're going to create, put it on YouTube or make clips or whatever. And so just things like that. But everything else, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Every time I stream.
Yeah, it's always going to be a learning process. Something is always going to give out technology-wise, or just shit the bed.
Or there's going to become a new standard. That's just the nature of online content.
Okay.
Wren and PB with Chelly, it was such a pleasure having you guys. I hope you guys had I feel like that puts pressure on you. I had a great time talking to y'all. Thanks for coming in. And I'm mad at this part.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I could just sort of like take an elevator down, like
the steps.
Goodbye. Yeah, I could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take yeah, I just can't do the running joke with this. Really, you guys took the best ones. Um, but yeah, no, seriously, thank you guys for coming in, and we'll probably bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that awkward goodbye as much as I did, because I'm not good at goodbyes, as at least not on. I'm not good at saying goodbye ever. I don't know how to end things. I'm just not good at it, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop editing them out because I think it's funny. Um, but I had such a good time getting to talk to Wren and Chelly, and I hope you guys had a good time getting to know who they are. As always, I'll be dropping links to their channel down below. Go give them a follow and show them some love. You've been great, and I've been Zeebs.